Kia ora everybody, Julian from Mosh here again. Today I want to talk to you about remarketing and what does that mean. You've probably experienced this yourself. Remarketing is, well, there's a few ways of doing it, but typically what happens is you look at something online on a website, go shopping for some shoes or a motorbike or whatever the case may be, and then you start seeing those ads. That brand starts targeting you with their ads when you're looking on Facebook or Instagram or otherwise. We're talking about Facebook Ads Manager today and how you can do this kind of thing using Facebook and Instagram, but the same concepts apply. Google have their own version, LinkedIn have their own version, etc., etc. What I want to make the point today is there is a good way of doing this and then there's a not so good way of doing this, and a surprising number of brands do it the not so good way. So I'm going to show you what I mean. Let's have a look. Let's say we want to start targeting people with some ads on Facebook and Instagram, people who have visited our website. So that's great, that's easy. But more specifically, let's say we wanted to target people who have visited the blog. Maybe we think that these people are more interested. They've got a little bit further into our website. They've expressed more of an interest. We're more likely to be able to convert them into a sales lead or whatever the case may be. So this is the blog page of our website. Up here, you've got the URL. And you can see here that the URL has the word blog in it. So if we jump over to Ads Manager, and this is in the audience section. And if you go create audience, and then you go create a custom audience, and then you choose a website custom audience. We're specifically talking about website custom audiences for remarketing today. You can do other types of remarketing. For example, you can target people who have engaged with your content. That's pretty cool. We do use that one ourselves. But today, as I say, let's talk about website custom audiences. You can see here, we've got our pixels set up. And what I can do is choose all website visitors, people who have visited a specific page, visitors by time. What I'm interested in, people who visited specific web pages. And in the last 30 days, you can extend that up to a maximum of 180 days. Just choose what makes sense, sort of dependent a little bit on the type of business that you have. Is it a purchase? Is it a decision that people make quickly, or is it something that takes a lot of time? And that's going to sort of determine that window that you include. So in our case, we want to choose people who have visited specific web pages where the URL contains the word blog. Easy. Name your audiences and bam, you've got an audience that you can use for targeting with your promotions, whether that's promoting your posts or running specific objective-oriented advertising campaigns. That's easy and it's a good start. But I want to talk about how a lot of brands get this wrong. What do I mean? Recently, I bought an electric toothbrush, and then I started seeing ads for electric toothbrushes from that retailer in my Facebook newsfeed and on Instagram. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't buy electric toothbrushes all that often. What they should have done is excluded me from that targeting. What you can do with the website custom audiences inside Ads Manager is include and exclude certain parts of your website, and this is quite powerful. You've probably experienced this, and remarketing can be really annoying. Some people get really carried away and you visit their website once and then all of a sudden you're inundated with their ads. So let me show you a smarter way of doing it. Okay, so jumping back to our website, you can get really creative with this, but I just want to sort of illustrate the concept. Let's say, for example, we wanted to target people who were interested in our strategy services. So let's say we want to target people who have visited this specific page on our website. That means we can create a campaign designed specifically for these people promoting our strategy offerings. So how do we do that? Let's jump back to Ads Manager, and you can see here, I've set it up already. People who have visited specific web pages where the URL equals, and I've just copy and pasted the entire URL into that field. Okay, that's great. What about people who have already got in touch and have, for example, booked a strategy session with us? They're going to be annoyed if they start seeing our ads trying to sell them strategy sessions. So what I've done here, using the exclude function, which is down here, I can exclude people who have visited the Contact Us page. There you go, pretty simple concept and quite powerful. You can kind of make it as complicated as you like, including and excluding any part of your website in that targeting. Pretty good if you've got an e-commerce website, for example, and you say, for example, are selling golf equipment and you want to target people who have visited any of your pages that have the word shoe in the URL. You can sort of set up a campaign around that concept, and then of course just make sure that you exclude people who have visited the thank you for your purchase page recently as well. So yeah, check it out, experiment with it, use remarketing tactfully, and just think about the end user and how they're experiencing your ads and making sure that whatever you do isn't damaging your brand. Cool. Hey, thanks for watching. See you later.